Joining us on the Movies and Stuff show, actress Sally Kellerman. Sally, thanks for taking some time to chat with us today.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, or be with you, wherever you are.
We are everywhere, and
that's good.
we are talking about MASH today, and it's truly a wonderful, wonderful film. It was so ahead of its time. It was loved by critics. It did well with audiences. When you first saw the final version of the film, what were your impressions of it?
Oh, it was one of the great experiences in my life working with Bob and his wild mind, you know. I don't know, he had us seeing dailies every day, you know, something I was never going to do for my first Outer Limits when Joe Stefano invited me to see a rough cut. I got in the car, drove to see Vic Morrow shooting whatever the name of that series was, and sobbed. I'm not only ugly, I'm untalented, so I was never going to see a rough cut again or anything like that. But Bob made us go every day to dailies, and at light, you know, we'd be sitting in the dark, and he'd say, "Boy, I bet you hate yourself there, Sally. I bet you think you look ugly," and it would be exactly what I was thinking, you know. And anyway, so what did I think of the film, you say? It was just one of the great, all of us, I mean, Elliot, you know, Tom Skerritt, you know, all of us always talk about one of the great times. We've all made a lot of movies and a lot of television, a lot of stuff, but that was really special.
Oh, yeah. You say it was like you're screening dailies every day. It sounds like it was almost a party atmosphere on the set of MASH.
Oh, no.
Yeah?
Oh, no. He'd say cut, he'd light up a joint and get a drink, you know, and then off to go. We'd go to dailies. That's what he had on the way to the screening of the movie.
You know, and your performance in this film is just so awesome, and you know that near breakdown that you have in Colonel Blake's room is just so fantastic. You know. No, when you heard that you got nominated for an Oscar for the film, I mean, what's going through your head?
Well, during these dailies, you know, he said, you know, he was seeing that when I went to had the breakdown, and then he didn't say cut. I was so worked up that I just suddenly went, my commission, and backed out of the tent, you know, and you know, just that's what came out of my mouth, and he ran around the tent and said, "Now you can stay in the film. You've changed. You're vulnerable." And in my first meetings with him, I'd said, you know, "Why can't she stay in the film? Why does she have to leave the film? Why couldn't she do this?" And why? He said, "Well, you know, well, I thought he didn't know me. I didn't know him." He said, "Well, why couldn't you? Maybe you'll end up with something or nothing." And so when that scene happened, he just ran, "Oh, now you can stay in the film." So everything I did from then on, he just made up, and you know. Sally, say, "My God, they shot him." You know, he'd be high up in the, you know, crane somewhere over the football field. Say, when the gun goes off at the half, say, "My God, they shot him." So he just tossed things to me, you know. I don't know if I'm answering your questions, but try to bring me back.
Yeah. So
what were you asking? So what was my impression of the movie?
Yeah. I was wondering what was going through your head when you got nominated for the Oscar for the movie.
Oh, I was thrilled because he said in the dailies one day, he said, "You know, you're going to get nominated for an Oscar." I went, "Oh yeah, sure. I hope, but you know, pretending that." I loved it. I love being nominated for an Oscar, and it's way overdue. So I have to find another really great part, with a great director, and win this time.
That's right.
Before I go to the great beyond, you know. Anyway, yeah, it was really exciting. It was exciting, you know. Nothing like being appreciated by your peers, you know.
Absolutely. So originally, Hot Lips was going to leave the camp just as it was in the script.
Yeah.
But you hit it off with Bob so much that he kept you around.
Well, I mean, I put that bug in his ear, and then when he saw, you know, the breakdown scene, that's what I said. He ran around. "Now you can stay in the film. You're vulnerable," and so that gave him all kinds of ideas of what to do with me and my character. You know, so it was just it was Bob Altman. What can we say? It was just like going to a picnic with a really brilliant guy sitting in the wings, just to toss out an idea or something, just with no pressure. There was no worries of, is this going to be good or bad or anything. It was just fun.
Yeah, nice.
And your character does have that great change after that breakdown, as you mentioned, where she essentially starts to become part of the gang, and
get laid every 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I just think about the football game where she's cheering on the team. She doesn't really know what she's cheering. It's just like it's just yelling out things like, "Yeah, he's injured, he's hurt, he's hurt." And they're kind of making fun of her for not knowing it, but in the same sense, it's so endearing, and she really is part of the gang. That was one of my favorite scenes that you were in. How about you? What was one of your favorite scenes that you were in?
Well, I just loved, by now I don't look at it like that, it was just so much fun. I mean, I was 5'10", weighing 175 in high school. If you ever thought that I'd be chosen to be a cheerleader, I wouldn't have been. So this is my big opportunity, It was so much fun. I mean, he just let me, he'd say, Sally, he's carrying the ball to do. I don't remember what it was, but just silliest things I got to say and do and leap about. And what did the guy say to me? He said, "Well, hot lips, you're a blithering idiot." That's what he called me. So I thought, it's funny that you all would want to talk about MASH because it's been a long time and there's been a series and all the rest of it, but it was really a great experience. And so many people don't even know there was a film, it was the first blockbuster.
Yeah.
And it was just a memorable, wonderful experience.
I wanted to ask you about the shower scene because it's been said that Altman flashed you to catch you off guard.
No. God,
no. Okay.
No, but he did have everybody else naked when the first time I hit the deck, I looked up and there was Gary Berghoff stark naked, and then the next time there was Horowitz. I can think of her name, Pamela Horowitz, or something. Oh, I always liked her. I wish I could remember her name because she died. But anyway, she was very amply endowed breasts, and so the first time Bob knew how scared I was. The last thing I wanted on earth was to be naked, and I backed out of rooms all my life. I was just never wanting anybody to ever see me. And but actors, we can't turn down a good role. And so anyway, I was scared to death, and Bob knew it. And I was always saying to him all during the shooting, because I'm a singer, and I say, Bob, could I sing in this? How about if I sing in this set? He said, how about I sing over here? Could I sing there? But he says, you can sing in the shower. And you hear the dailies, when you're looking at the dailies, you're, so scared I couldn't sing. And now, and and I asked him if I could just put soap in my hair so I wouldn't just be staring at the tent as it opened, so. But anyway, the first time the tent went up and I hit the deck, I looked up and there was Gary Berghoff, stark naked. On the other side of the camera, and then the second one was Tamara Horrocks, and then the third one was the black actor Kenny. I can't think of his last name. He was so adorable. He and Tamara Horrocks dry humping, fully clothed. But, so these are all Bob's ideas. So I attribute my Academy Award nomination to the people on the other side of the camera. With my mouth open, it was like, why? What am I looking at? So.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of fun, but supposedly Sutherland and Gould did not have a lot of fun, and they kind of went to the studio behind Bob's back. Did they talk? Did they talk to you about that?
All those things are true, but it was just. But Elliot worships Bob, I can't speak for Donald Sutherland, and they did that long goodbye together. He and Elliot, Bob and Elliot. Oh my God, it's so great. The long goodbye. If you haven't seen it, Sterling Hayden. It was so fun. Did you ever see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
With a long goodbye. Yeah, so great. So, yeah, I mean, my only disappointment, I mean, when Bob died, it was just, no, I don't want to stop having fun, because everything was so much fun with Bob. And, you know, he could be an asshole, and I don't know, he could be many things, you know, but he was just so great. So great, and such a unique, and he just made, it wasn't like acting, it was just like being, you know, because he just made things so easy and spontaneous and wonderful.
So I'm gonna shift gears a little bit. You know, we're talking about MASH, but I mean, you've had such an awesome career, and another movie of yours that I just absolutely love you in is Back to School. And
I was going to say, let me guess.
what was that experience?
Was
what was that experience like? Did you have a lot of fun? And I have to know, did you meet Kurt Vonnegut?
No, I never did. No, that's a good question. Yeah. Oh, you never. Well, what did my character say? Something you'd never. Something, you know.
It's obvious that the person that wrote this paper does not know Vonnegut.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, he was so wonderful, wasn't he? I mean, he was just. It was just amazing, you know. And I like to brag. The doctor, the director, said that I made Rodney human. You know, so they could have a love interest and everything like that, because he, you know, was such a clown and such a wonderful, amazing comedian, you know. So it was believable that he and I could actually be together, you know.
Yeah, such a fun movie. You guys were so great together. You and Rodney just played off of each other so well.
Oh my God! And how about? But then what a looker, and what a my boyfriends. How about the guy that I left, Rodney? You know? Oh my God, what was that? What is the actor's name? I can't remember, but he's so wonderful. He was so uptight. Well, I think we could have a marvelous association. I don't want an association. I want to, you know. Oh, what was his name? Oh, Charles, or whatever his name was. You know, that was funny. People still come up to me and say, "Call me when you got no class," you know. Yeah.
One other thing that you were in that makes you, you know, another icon is you were in that second pilot of Star Trek.
Ah, yes. I always think it's so funny they call it the second pilot. The first one was two other people completely, but it was the second pilot.
It was the second pilot.
That was nice. Yeah, that was a nice accidental. You know, the gift that keeps on giving. I go to all these conventions and sign autographs and things like that. You know, and how many years ago? 40 years ago or something? Is it longer than that? Is it 50 years? Is it 40 years? A pilot of Star Trek? I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting close to 50.
I'm still signing autographs and, you know, pictures. And, I mean, it's amazing. Amazing. Star Trek is amazing. That it just goes on and on and on and on. And, yeah. So that was an accidental. You know, I'd been doing all this craft theater with Rod Steiger and, you know, Hard Bitten Drunk in a Chanel suit and craft theater in the Chanel suit, and it was, you know, everything that was always dolled up and being beaten by my husband or something. And then I get Star Trek, and, you know, I have no idea what it is, and I arrive on the set, and this awful, the costumes at that point were, I think, sewn loving hands at home, you know, probably the director's mother or somebody. So, you know, I put on this outfit, and I'm thinking, what am I doing in these tight stretch pants that I would never wear in real life? And you know, going from the Chanel suits, I'm now standing in a homemade outer space costume. It really did look like it was homemade. And not having any idea what it was about, you know. And I saw a clip of it recently, and where just my hands, I go, you know, and that's how I kill people, just boom with my hands. And, you know, they certainly, just, you know, they certainly evolved from that technologically speaking, you know, they really, it really took off from there. And it's so much fun to see how I could say Mickey Mouse, so kind of Mickey Mouse it was, all kind of made up, and then they just evolved into this huge, real.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I mean, because I remember standing there waiting for the lights to flash on this machine, and who knew what that was or anything. So,
yeah.
Roddenberry certainly had vision, didn't he? Whoa.
He did.
He was a producer. He was the.
So I've got one last question.
Yeah.
I've heard a rumor that Harrison Ford built a deck at your house. Is that true?
He was my carpenter, and he built. He added a door and one big window, two window. I think a door and two windows.
How was the quality of his work? Was it good?
Well, I'd say, Harrison, why does a bookcase have to start in from the doorway like 2 inches and then stick out so far? Why does that have to be like that? And he said, that's the way it has to be. Okay. He was so handsome. The rumor is he was reading from a book, when I'd be in the other room, and he'd be like quickly looking up how to carpenter. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, what I said was true, and then when Frank Gehry, who redid our house and added a whole wings and everything, the architects from the Guggenheim and Disney Hall and everything like that, was a friend and worked on our house, but when he came along after Harrison had been my carpenter and built those bookshelves and everything, he then made them like bookshelves attached to the wall. I mean, they were all attached to the wall, but I mean, made them narrower and smoother and fitted right in, But, anyway, Harrison was so handsome and had that, not overwhelmingly warm, at least to me, personality, but he was so handsome, and he'd say, Harrison, why does it have to be like that? That's the way it has to be. Okay. Okay, Harrison. Anything you say, Harrison. And he got Star Wars while he was working for me, and he'd done 2 pilots that didn't sell during the time he was working on the house. And I came in one day and he said, I know I was probably there. That's exactly what he said. I was probably their last choice, but I got this thing, with Alec Guinness, some space movie, and I went, oh, that's nice. I was already starring in movies, and I was like, oh, bless your heart, But anyway, so, the rest is history, but he never did get me a job, though. So I got him a job. My next door neighbor was a producer, and I'd say, Phil, look at Harrison. You got to hire Harrison for something, and he did, but I don't remember. Do you recall Harrison ever? Do you think he ever called me and said, "Yeah, but you come and do this role"? No. That's right. I'm not talking about him anymore.
We're so very happy that you took some time to speak with us today about it. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot, Sally. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
And we are back.
Oh yeah.
Here we are. Fun interview. She was really, really fun.
She was.
It took a little while for her to wake up, warm up.
It takes women a little while to warm up to me. I know that.
But when she got into it, she really had it. I always find it funny when it happens, when we have a topic for a guest, and not that they're not into it or lukewarm to it, but then we pose other questions outside of the main topic, and then it's like her talking about Harrison Ford. She just like lighted up, like, oh, Harrison, it was a great anecdote.
Yeah, I love it. I love it too. You're a shitty carpenter, Harrison.
It's like, builds the bookcases that are hanging out into the doorways, It's so fucking funny.
It is. It is. And I don't know anybody else that's ever claimed to have Harrison Ford do any work for him. So this is it. I'm glad we got it. Yeah.
That's some good investigative journalism on your part, Abe.
There we go. There we go.
We're figuring things out. We're solving this. We're the real X-Files. We are.
I don't want to go there, man. I don't want to go there.
Because you don't want to show your transphobic nature.
Oh, fuck. That's a different show altogether. That's a different show.
I guess that'll wrap up another episode of the Movies and Stuff show. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, also like us on Facebook, find us on Twitter. Tune in next week. What are we going to do next week? We're going to do a top 5 list next week?
Are we doing a top 5 next?
Next week's going to be a top 5 list. We are going to do, let's pick this out of the bag. How about the top 5 best movies of the early 70s?
Oh yeah, you can't do the whole decade at once.
No, we're gonna split it up. So we're gonna we'll do 1970 to 1974, and then at a later date we'll do 75 to 79. So next week we're gonna do top 5 early 70s best movies. Tune in Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live. We're gonna be doing the same thing we're doing. Some topics. Do a top 5 countdown.
Nice.
Bullshit with all you people.
Oh, it'll be fun. It'll be
2 weeks.
It'll be a carnival. Yeah.
Then in 2 weeks, we're going to talk Carnival with
wait.
Creator of that show, Daniel Knopf.
That's going to be badass.
Well, that's going to be really awesome.
And let's just tie it in that Ronald D. Moore has already talked about it on the show.
Already talked to Ronald D. Moore about it.
And he's made some interesting statements that I wonder if Knopf is going to back up.
So we'll kind of like do point counterpoint to see if there's a continuity there, if there's consistency, or if there's differences of opinion there. That'd be really cool. We also talked to Mark Boone Jr. about some Carnival a while back. So really, really cool stuff. With that, Abe, final vapes or final words?
This isn't a podcast, and just in an insane asylum, and it's your fault.
It's mine. I take the blame.
All right,
Later.
boys and girls.
Bye.